Good morning, class. Thank you. How are you today? That's great. Now, may I request Amboy to lead us the Christian prayer and Abdul for a Muslim prayer. And may I request everybody to please stand up. Thank you so much, Amboy and Abdul, to lead the prayer. Now, may I ask or may I request everybody to please back to your proper seat so that I can check your attendance for today. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, now before we formally start our lessons for today, may I please allow me to read our learning objectives for today. So at the end of our lessons for today, okay, you, my dear students, should be able to uh, analyze figures of speech, particular in hyperbole and irony. And the second objectives that we have, you can read. Okay, read with automaticity, great level frequently occurring content area words. And the third one here is to form a short paragraph with hyperbole and irony on it. Okay, now let's have a, a drill activity, or this is our preliminary activities. Okay, so I have here on your screen a drill, which is you're going to tell me whether the statement is content simile or not. Okay, so may I call on Ella to read the first statement, and you're going to tell me if that statement contained simile or not. Okay, very good, Jana. That's exactly the answer of that statement. Okay, next statement for the number two, may I request on Mimi. That's great, Mimi. That is the correct answer. Now, let us proceed with our next activity, which is review. In our review, you're going to tell me whether the statement is content metaphor or not. Okay, may I request Abdul to read the first statement, and you are going to tell me whether that statement is contained metaphor or not. That's great, Abdul. That is the correct answer. Next statement. Vicky. Yes, Vicky. Yes, that is the correct answer. Now, let us proceed with our oral language activity. In our oral language activity, I want you to I want you to bring out your phone first, okay? And then look for the applications notes on your screen, on your phone, okay? And then if you can see, there is a mic on that notes or that applications, and when you read that word, before you read that word, I want you to press that mic, then read that word that you can see on your screen. And if you read that word correctly, of course, your phone will write it on your screen, the correct spelling of that word. And if you read that word incorrectly, of course, it will write it incorrectly. But you are not allowed to, okay, to write or type that word on your phone, okay? I am going to run in your seat and then look with your activity. Okay, if you don't have that application notes in your phone, you can find that microphone, okay, on your messenger or any messages where you can write words. Okay, so let us start now. Very good. Now we're done. So I found out that you can read. Most of you can read, or you read that word correctly. But some of you, okay, commit some errors. Okay, now just do that at home. Okay, you can practice that at home so that you can practice your pronunciations of every words that you find it difficult in your language. Now we have our motivations. Okay, so I have here a pictures. Okay, you can see that woman. Okay, so I want you to guess of the feeling of an overseas a Filipino worker and why. Okay, so may I ask Kukoy? Okay, yes, Kukoy. So what do you think was Myrna's doing when the phone rang? Mhm. What do you think that Myrna's doing when her phone rang? Okay, exactly. Okay, so what happened to her? Okay, um, Mimi, what happened to Myrna after her talking with her husband? Yes. Okay. So there's no right and correct answers for that. Now let us proceed with our lessons, which is hyperbole. So what is hyperbole? May I request everyone who wants to volunteer to read the definitions of hyperbole? Yes, Nini. Yes, Nini. Can you read the definition? Okay, hyperbole, that is correct, Jenny. Hyperbole, deliberate and obvious exaggerations for effect. So we have an example here in front of you, which is the first example here is she left her child for 1,000 years. Now, can you point out, okay, BP, what is the hyperbole on that statement? Very good. 1,000 years. Okay, 1,000 years is the one who shows or use an exaggerations on that statement. What about the second statement? Who can read and point out where on that sentence or in that statement that contains hyperbole or exaggeration? Okay, may I call on Didi? Yes, exactly. That is the hyperbole on that sentence or statement, which is eat a million of this. Now let us proceed with our next topic, which is irony. Who can read? Yes, Becky. Okay, so irony is also used to say what seems to be against what reality is. Okay, use of words or words to convey something markedly different from the literal meaning. Okay, so may I call on Amboy to read the first examples here and tell me what part of that statement that shows irony. That is correct. As clear as mud. Okay, excellent. Okay, now let's have our assessment if you really understand our topic for today. So, I want you to analyze the following statement that shows hyperbole or irony, and I want you to write your answer that space provided after that screen on our board. Okay, so may I ask 5 persons to volunteer to write your or write the answer of each statement. Okay, so may I have Amboy, Abdul, Buboy, and Kukoy, and then Gina. Yes, may I request everyone to please write your answers on the space provided. That's great. Okay, it seems to me and it showed that you really understand and define or uh, understand the hyperbole and irony, especially the differentiate. or the difference of that two. Now, I want you to see or guess, okay? This is the pictures that I showed you a while ago. And I want you to write your own example of hyperbole and irony out of these pictures, okay? And after that, okay, after 5 minutes, I'm going to call you and then share your works with us, okay? All right. Okay, so now please get your 1/2 sheet of paper and write your own example of hyperbole and irony. Okay, so may I call on, yes, Boo Boy to share your words with us. Okay, that's great. Okay, Myrna was already crying a river, and you said that the hyperbole on that is crying a river. Okay, that's great. Now let's have our next activity. Okay, so may I call on Boo Boy to tell me what is hyperbole and what is irony. That's great. That exactly what is hyperbole and irony. Now, in our next activity, okay, I want you to analyze the following statements right on the board, and I want you to write again the hyperbole and irony on it on the space provided. Okay, so may I call again 5 persons to answer the following statement on the board, and of course you're going to write your answers on the space provided. Okay, so may I call again Amboy, Abdul, okay, Buboy, Kukoy, and Dudoy. Okay. Okay, so let us check your words. Okay, so that exactly your answers. Now you understand what is hyperbole and irony. So before we end our class for today, I want you to have your assignment and you're going to pass this on Monday. So I want you to write a short paragraph with irony and hyperbole in it. Okay? So that is your assignment and you're going to pass that on Monday at the same time. So goodbye, class.